Alright, it's getting cold over here in Texas. I just wrapped up making the cabinet doors, and so now I'm getting ready to drill the holes into the cabinet doors for these hinges. I think they call them European hinges. But basically I need to drill a hole in the proper spot in the door for this to sit inside the door. So you don't want to drill too deep, and you also want to drill the right distance from the edge of the door within that corner from both edges, vertically and horizontally. And so the way I do that is I bought, again, this Craig. This is the Craig system. And basically you can see here this gray adjuster. This actually adjusts, it goes from 3 millimeters to 6 millimeter offset. And so basically the edge of the hole that you'll be drilling in here, the edge of that hole will be whatever you set the millimeter setting to on this will offset. It'll adjust this out or in. Before you clamp it down, it'll give you that offset from the edge of that hole to the edge of the door. And I don't remember exactly, but basically, from what if I remember correctly, like this has a diameter, a certain diameter, and you have to verify that by measuring it or looking at the directions that come with it. And so the offset is like, this was like 24 millimeters or something like that. And so 24 millimeters divided by 2 was 12 millimeters from the center to the edge. And so I needed 3 millimeters from the edge of the hole to the edge of the door in order to get to the 15 millimeter total from the edge to the center for this type of hinge. So if it was, every hinge is, I guess, a little bit different, but this one needed the center of this hole for the center of this hinge needed to be 15 degrees from the edge of this cabinet door. So knowing that I was 24 total millimeters wide, divide that by 2, you get to the 12, and then so 15 minus 12 was the offset that I needed for here. It was something like that, but just you could Google it or look at the directions. If yours comes with directions, it'd be way easier. Mine didn't, so I had to kind of like figure that out. But the first cabinet doors worked perfect when I did it that way, and so I haven't changed any of my adjustments. So whatever I did the first time, I'm just redoing it here, so all my settings are good. And so basically, you set your settings here, and then I'm just doing there's a gauge along the front edge of this, so you can measure the exact distance from one edge. So if I wanted to do 3 inches to the center point here, I could do 3, but I'm just doing the full 4. And just that way I can just line up the edge here. And so I'll do this on this end, and I'll do it on this other side. I've already fitted up, kind of just throwed it up there. This is the jig where it's got the drill bit. And so basically, you also will need to set the depth, and this is where you set the depth on this one. So you put the drill bit that comes with this, it comes with the Craig system. It's actually a pretty good drill bit. Put it in through this, I don't even know what you call it, a guide, I guess. And once you do that, then you can put this sleeve on here. This is actually an adjustment sleeve. You see it there, Allen head, and the Allen head's actually, there's a place where you can put it in on the underside of this jig here. But you loosen that off and you can adjust the height. Mine actually worked out perfect to where you just run it into the bottom of this Craig bit where there's a shoulder on this drill bit, and I just tighten it down. That was perfect. So this thing, you know, when I'm drilling down, it'll drill, boom, it'll stop. It won't go any deeper than that, and that's all I need. There's ways you can set it, you know, if you don't, you know, instead of measuring this thing, you basically would get 2 boards, and there's plenty of other videos out there that show you how to set this thing up, but I'm just showing you this is the tool to do. I may do another video to show you exactly how to set this thing up later, but I don't really want to redo it all since I've got it all set. The main thing is I just wanted to show you how to build a shaker door, but this is, you still have to drill the holes if you get these kind of hinges. Once this is bolted, you clamp it on to the panel and to your workstation. I just grabbed a little bitty skinny screwdriver, and there's 2 pilot holes that you need to go in and just kind of punch down in it and mark your hole for the holes for this part of the hinge, so that way they're pre-drilled. Not really a necessity. I mean, you can always throw this in there, but as far as getting them square, because you want this thing sitting up square against the edge of the door, so I could see how that might, you know, somebody could potentially put this in there after the fact, and it'd be a little bit off center. So that kind of help. It does kind of help in that regard, but it's not really a necessity. But I just use a punch hole, a punch to mark those holes with a skinny screwdriver instead of using a drill bit, so you don't wallow those holes out and make them any bigger. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. It's pretty basic. Just there's plenty of other YouTube videos that show you specifically how to do this, and like I said, I'll do another one at another time. But yeah, you just put it on there like this, and then you actually will twist it and it'll lock in. And so once you do that, then you're good to go. You got a little bit of play before the drill hits the workpiece. I always like to get the drill going. I've heard that the speed, you should go down to like a low speed, and then maybe run it at like full throttle, or do it on full speed and do like half throttle, and you can kind of gauge into it. I think anywhere from like 400 to 800 RPMs or something to that effect. But honestly, it's not, I wouldn't overthink that part. You just don't burn your drill up, but you do need some power behind it.
Hi there.
Okay, here we go. So that's all you do.
Alice, your hair.
What? I'm not gonna get her. So just safety glasses and then blow. Watch out, kids. So I've already marked my pilot holes already, so I can go ahead and pop this off. And what I'm gonna do is just slide it down here.
See how perfect that hole is?
Yeah. Go ahead and slide it down and hold it flush both directions.
He's not lying.
I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth.
Zoom into that so they can see the tiny
He
hole.
can still prove it.
I can't zoom in while I'm videoing, but yeah, you just, I mean, that's the hole. So then that thing just fits in just like that, and then your pilot holes are right there. So as long as you hit those, then this thing should be sitting pretty straight. It's pretty easy to look at it though and see. And then you just screw that in, and then you can go screw it into the cabinet box in those two holes. And then this one is your adjustment to where the door face is like further away from the cabinet box or closer in. I usually will max it out before I get in there.
Hey, Nicholas.
And then this one's gonna adjust it, you know, left and right when you're facing the cabinet door once it's in. So if you need to like bring up like your gaps in between the other doors, you know, that's what that one's for.
Hey, Dad. Someone
And this
might
hinge
be
actually
wrong.
has a neat little feature because you can actually pop. There's a little lever right inside there, and you can pop that back, and then the whole hinge will pop off from this plate here, and you can leave that plate hooked into your. Give a thumbs up. You can leave it on your cabinet. But you can see that's about a 3, not exactly accurate. It's pretty close to a 3 millimeter.
Whatever he's been
distance.
doing.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Listen to every word he says. Don't listen to any word he says.
Listen to every word and don't listen to any word.
Nope.
Listen
So
to
which
every
one is
word
it?
he says.
Good job, Alice. That's right.
Listen to
You're
not.
gonna give me the fun dip.
No.
Do it right now.
You asked us the question.
So same thing over here. Pretty simple. Everything's all set in place. So you just start drilling. stuff out of there. Just take the majority of it.
Let me talk to ya. Whoever y'all are.
Tucker
if
might
ya,
be watching.
You might be.
yeah.
If you've
If you're
posted it.
Tucker, if your name is Tucker in the whole wide world, then you will get a trophy if you watch this and if you do it by yourself.
Not true. I'm gonna edit that out later. So that's pretty much it. Go ahead and do the other door. Be good to go. Yeah. Common sense and safety first.